This video will show you how to pass the participles and the ablative absolute CP. There are two types of questions. One where I ask you to form noun-participle pairs, and another one where I ask you to answer a multiple choice question. So the first one we see here is a noun-participle pair. And so I give you something in English and I ask you to put it in a given case and number. So first of all, I'll put daughter in the dative singular, and I give you the word for daughter over here, so you can see that. So it's going to be filii, first declension, dative singular, and then I'm going to make its adjective agree with it. It's going to be feminine, singular, dative, and I can get the form for the participle from the fourth principal part, which is also given to you, koptus, and it will decline just like bonus au. And so since it's feminine, it will use a first declension ending, ae. That would be the answer. If you wrote koptai filii, that would be accepted as well. The next is an underlined ablative absolute. And you have to pick one of these translations that best translates an ablative absolute. Usually we'd say, with the flames having been extinguished. And the closest to that would be after the flames had been extinguished, which is another correct translation of the ablative absolute. With burning ashes would show a present active participle, which we haven't learned yet. The street having been walked, accusative plural. Street is first declension, so I use as. I take the fourth principal part over here, autus, and make it agree, accusative plural feminine. Instructed by Medea, Jason yoked the fire-breathing bulls. Now here, I have to give the correct Latin. So, instructed is a participle, and I have to figure out which noun it modifies. In this sentence, it modifies Jason. So, it has to agree with Jason in case, number, and gender. Jason is masculine singular, and also Jason yoked, it's the subject, so it's going to be nominative. So, nominative masculine singular is doctus. This one's going to be tricky. The king having been loved. So the king is rex regis. That is third declension. And so the accusative plural of the third declension is regis. Or reges, excuse me. However, all participles are first and second declension. So amatus becomes amatos because it's second declension. It agrees with the noun in case, number, and gender, not declension. All the participles are either first or second declension. We use the first for the feminine, the second masculine for the masculine, and the second neuter for the neuter. I use the accusative plural for the second masculine to agree with reges. Since they had lost hope. Now this is an awkward way, but another way to do an ablative absolute. Another way to translate this is with hope having been lost, or hope having been left behind. And so what I'm looking for is two words that are both in the ablative, and that would be spe relicta. Both of those are ablative endings. Teritus. So this would just be a participle by itself, and it's just simply frightened, or it could also be having been frightened. So the wolf having been frightened by the boy, or the wolf frightened by the boy. Again, we're looking for something that agrees with Icarus. So Icarus having been warned, or warned by the father, so it would be monitus. We have to realize that the participle is going to modify Icarus. Now we have to make, again, the correct form that goes with leges. Having been written, and laws, leges, is feminine, and it's nominative plural, so something that's feminine nominative plural here is scripti. And that's how you pass the participles and ablative absolute CP.